Hi, my name is Jonathan Spector. I'm 24. I play for West Ham United in London, England, and I am a defender. I live in just outside Canary Wharf, in an area called the Docklands, and more specifically the Isle of Dogs. I love living in London. It's a really cool city to be in. There's always something going on. Really good restaurants. The theater district's really cool. There's a lot of different shows to go see. The British Museum's really cool. I like that a lot. There's also some cool markets. Borough Market is a food market. A lot of fresh food. Really, really good. Spitalfield Market, pretty cool. Camden Market. A lot of different kind of eclectic stuff. It's just a really nice city to be in and around and just kind of explore. Obviously, it was a slight adjustment moving to a foreign country, but at the same time, I'd lived away from home for about a year and a half with the under-17 residency program. I actually was called into the residency program as a midfielder. I played center midfield for my club, which I think just about every player in the national team camp at that age does play. There was one game, I think it was a tournament in Ballymena, Ireland. We were playing Austria, we had some injuries, so they decided to throw me in the center of defense. I think Coach John Hackworth gave me a 5-minute crash course at halftime. And then the very next game, I started against Austria, and there was a scout from Manchester United there to watch the Austrian striker I was up against, and that's kind of how it all started for me. As I said, it's a cosmopolitan city. You can get any type of cuisine you want. It's like being in New York City or Chicago for me. Apart from the whole deep dish pizza thing, I can't get that here. You can't find good applesauce here. I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but sometimes you just get a craving for it. Obviously, I'm not here in England for the lifestyle. I'm here for obviously professional soccer reasons, but I'm very fortunate to live in such a great city and play for a good team that's in a good city. England being, or the Premier League being, one of the most sought-after leagues to play in, there's a lot of competition for places. You're constantly trying to prove yourself and fight some sort of battle when you're over here, because there's always another player coming in wanting to take your job. When you're put in that situation, you either have to adapt to it and make the most of it, and if you do, you become stronger for it. If not, you can crumble under the pressure and then kind of fade away. The experience I have under my belt at my age is pretty vast, I think, in my own opinion. Obviously, the different relegation fights I've been in, playing for a team who's constantly trying to win, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carling Cup, the Premier League, and then teams who are just fighting to stay in the Premier League. You see how things are run, the attitudes of the clubs, how they differ, and it's been a learning experience each and every step of the way. Basically, the giant dome in front of you is the O2 Arena, so they've got loads of concerts, things like that there. That's actually east out that way, so that's where a lot of the Olympics are going to be taking place, the events, so there's kind of a big regeneration going out that way. Yeah, I was fortunate that my first professional manager was Sir Alex Ferguson. My first meeting was basically him telling me that the club's offering me a contract, but read it over, look at it, think about it, don't sign anything immediately. I should take it back, talk to my parents about it, and I think he understood how stressful it could be for parents, especially for a 17-year-old moving, some 3,000 miles away into a different country. There's a lot more similarities than there are differences between the US and England, so it wasn't too difficult to adjust, really. I've actually driven more here than the US. After about a week or so, it feels pretty natural. It's easy going back and forth now. I've had 4 separate managers. 3 of them at West Ham. So training always changes a little bit when a new manager comes in, because everyone has to start all over again and fight for their spot in the team. I've been fortunate in the sense that I've enjoyed working with and playing for all 4 different managers, but you know, each one wants something different, runs things differently, and expects something different from their players. It's difficult, but you know, you can't control who the manager is, and managers can change at any time, so you just have to keep the right attitude and work hard and hope for the best, really. I mean, first and foremost, it's a great honor just to be able to represent my country at any stage, especially, you know, at a World Cup level. It's probably the peak of anyone's career, I would say. There's very few players who are fortunate enough to do so. You know, I'd like to be counted as in that category. I'm happy to you know, help the team in any capacity I can. So a lot of times, because of my versatility, I get called upon to do it in various positions. I also think that versatility has helped me in my career over here, being able to play anywhere along the back 4. I've played center midfield, I've played right midfield, and I've even came on up front in a game at one point for Charlton. So I've played just about every position apart from goalie, I think. Especially after missing out on the last World Cup due to injury and the Olympics due to injury. I'd certainly like to be able to keep myself fit this time around and be able to represent my country on that world stage.